Hey, my name is Blake Bowman, and I own and operate a company called Gorilla Zen Fitness. I teach my clients and followers how to improve their posture using corrective exercise. And a lot of what I'm showing them are exercises that they can do to mitigate and lessen the effects of sitting. Recently, I had the opportunity to review the Anthros chair. All right, I was sent a prototype that I could use for a week. I had it here in my office where I'm sitting right now. And I also had the privilege of meeting with the CEO and engineer of the chair. And I have to say that my mind was just blown away by that. All right. What I really liked about the Anthros chair is that it actually supports the pelvis itself. All right. Without providing too much lumbar support because you don't need it. All right. When the pelvis is aligned properly, the lumbar spine just falls into natural alignment. So that was one major key factor and feature on the Anthros chair that I was really impressed by. It basically optimizes pelvic alignment, which optimizes the base of your spine and then subsequently produces improvements all the way up your spinal alignment. So it takes that into consideration. I've never seen a chair do that before at all. It's not uncommon to see chairs with lumbar support, but you don't need something pressing into your low back to have optimal alignment of the lumbar spine. You need something optimizing the pelvic posture and alignment. And that is why, one of the reasons why I was so blown away by the Anthros chair. The engineer took that into consideration and made that a feature of the chair. All right. Another thing that I really liked about the chair is the backrest is kind of on a swivel and you can extend your spine over it. All right. It allows for freedom of motion. Sitting is not necessarily the enemy. It's sitting and being still for long periods of time. That is the enemy. The more we hold a certain posture and the longer we put ourselves into that position, the more our body is going through what's called tissue adaptation. It's adapting to that position. So as long as we can just break up that pattern and move a little bit, extend the spine, we can go a very long way in basically mitigating those muscle imbalances that can form as a result of that tissue adaptation. We don't have to be still in the Anthros chair because we can actually extend the spine over it. That's huge. Another really important feature of the chair that I was impressed by is the comfortability of the pad that your butt is on. All right. Why is that important? Well, when we're sitting, our ischial tuberosities are supposed to go straight into the chair. Those are those pointy bones in your butt. All right. Those are supposed to go straight down into the chair. If the pad is not comfortable, you're probably not going to do that. All right. You're going to take the path of least resistance, avoid discomfort. And what you're going to do is you're probably going to tilt your pelvis underneath you, kind of sit on the back of your spine, or you might tilt it forwards excessively. All of those are bad things and things that we don't want to be doing because the more time we spend with our pelvis tucked underneath us, for example, we're creating muscle imbalances, distorting the pelvic alignment there. The more time we spend with the pelvis tilted forwards, same thing is happening just with the opposite pattern of muscle imbalances. Long story short, the pad that you're sitting on has to be comfortable enough for you to be able to sit with your ischial tuberosities, again, those butt bones, going straight down into it without that being uncomfortable for you. And the pad on the Anthros chair is the most comfortable pad that I've ever, sat on in my entire life. I'm not just saying that. So for these three reasons, the fact that it supports the pelvic alignment, it allows for some freedom of motion, specifically in the thoracic spine. Those two things in consideration of the fact that the chair itself is very, very comfortable and it easily facilitates sitting with those ischial tuberosities straight down, allowing you to maintain a comfortable neutral pelvic posture while you're sitting on it. In my experience, I've never seen a chair like this before, ever. And this is probably the best chair that you can sit in should you find yourself in a position where you need to be sitting. At the end of the day, we all have to sit for work, so on and so forth. And if you're going to sit, you might as well sit in a chair that's optimized and one that is engineered with enormous understanding of the human body and what it needs to maintain good posture. And that's what I believe the Anthros chair is. So I fully endorse this chair. I was really sad when I had to give that prototype back to the company, but I look forward to getting one of their new ones. It's going to be one of the first, additions that I make to my office here in the new year. So this is my kind of review of the Anthros chair. Very blown away by it. Never seen a product like this before, so I highly recommend it.